This week on The Splash, we learn about schedule changes in our school district. Then we stop by Keego Harbor for some local treats. And later, we take a look at new voting equipment in West Bloomfield. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything from local news to feature stories, all so that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash. Welcome to The Splash. I'm your host, Sheena Monin, and as always, thank you for joining us. West Bloomfield School District has made a step towards progress yet again with some key schedule changes that will benefit students. Reporter Ryan Younglove has the story.
The West Bloomfield School District is constantly looking for new ways to improve the teacher and student performance. A recent change in schedule was set in place to help improve the learning experience.
Previously, we had Wednesdays were late start days. At one point, we had 19 in the district, and those got pared down to 8. The thing we're trying to really focus on is giving our teachers time to collaborate. We want to make sure that our students get the best when it comes to curriculum and instruction, and we felt we needed more time. And we needed more time in larger chunks. So these half days really give the teachers the necessary time to collaborate and make sure whether it's lesson planning or formative or summative assessments, they're really putting out to the students the best of the best.
These half days are not only meant to help with the student-teacher experience, but at home as well.
The feedback I've heard from the parents is easier for them to plan. They still can get their kids out the door in the morning, but knowing there's going to be a half day, some of them are able to use work a little earlier. Some parents are using the half days if they're traveling out of town to schedule their travel during that half day so they can get a head start on the road. I know for the teachers, they like having that additional chunk of time, not just 40 minutes to really dive into something, but to have that extended period of a couple hours to really look at things in detail and really make sure they're making good decisions based on that.
The West Bloomfield School District is determined to provide the best educational experience to their students.
It's just going to give a more consistent curriculum delivered to our students, a better curriculum delivered to our students, and more teachers that are on the same page doing the same thing, and then sharing all their creative ideas. You might have a great idea, I have a great idea. We have 8 other people in our department. Now we can really sit down and talk about the unit, all the great things we do, share the ideas and improve upon them, and then deliver those improvements to our students.
This has been Ryan Younglove, reporting for The Splash.
Always good to stay in the know when it comes to district-wide changes. If you'd like more details, visit civiccentertv.com/WB schedule change. Supporting local businesses helps our community thrive. During Taste of Keego Harbor, residents had the opportunity to do just that. We sent reporter Samana Sheikh to find out more.
Hi everyone, this is Samana Sheikh reporting for The Splash, and right now I'm in Santia Hall attending a Taste for Keego Harbor. Let's take a look.
This event is about bringing community together. Keego is 1 mile square. We have 19 restaurants here today, and we are raising money for our Parks and Rec. We have actually sold out every year we've had it. We have about 300 people every year.
There was wine tasting, a silent auction to participate in, and the best part of all, the food.
I had the spinach pie, which was delicious, the Hungry Howie's pizza, which I think might have been Hawaiian. It was really good, and I'm still working on it.
The businesses that helped out tonight couldn't be happier.
It's a Friday night. We're all got restaurants to run, but you know what? It's a slam dunk every year. We'll be here every year because what we do is we're going to offer our services, have all these people that were lined up out the door. They're going to donate all this great funds and money. It's the community that makes you who you are.
I had such a phenomenal time attending the Taste of Keego Harbor. Check it out next year. This is Samana Sheikh reporting for The Splash.
If you would like more details on the local eateries involved in Taste of Keego Harbor, you can visit civiccentertv.com/Taste of Keego 2017. Still to come, we take a look at the new voting technology West Bloomfield has acquired and a new episode of Sidewalk Talk.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV. Now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm your host, Sheena Monin. Recently, West Bloomfield used a statewide grant to receive new voting equipment that will make voting easier for users of various ages, special needs, and backgrounds. I took a closer look myself at this state-of-the-art new equipment. Technology is always changing. West Bloomfield Township Clerk Debbie Binder and her team are working hard to keep voting equipment modern and accessible to all.
The entire state is getting new equipment this year, thanks to federal funds from the Help America Vote Act, or also known as HAVA. And each county got to select their own voting equipment from 3 different vendors. I think it's important to every municipality to be as on the cutting edge as they can. Not every municipality has always had the money to do it, but fortunately with these federal funds we've been able to expand, and people want to know that the equipment that they're working with is reliable, updated, and more or less state-of-the-art.
As technology advances, the way we vote will progress, not just internally within the machine, but also externally.
There will be visual changes, and it will be surprising for some people. One of the probably the biggest shocks at first is the ballot. Instead of voting in ovals, they're going to be voting in squares. And a little bit different side. So that visually will be a surprise. And on a more normal size paper. After they slide their ballot through, an American flag pops up to show them that their vote counted.
Being able to vote is a right and a privilege, no matter what limitations or extra help we as citizens may need.
One of the reasons the county selected this equipment over some of the others was the advancement of the accessible devices. 2 different kinds of things. We have a scanner that takes the ballots, but we also have a touch writer that people who are challenged in any way can vote on, and it simplifies the process. It simplifies the device. The old ones had problems. They didn't work all the time, and when you have somebody who comes in who needs that accommodation and they walk in and you're giving them equipment that doesn't work, it's not fair, it's not appropriate, and these machines take into account making sure that every American can vote.
Knowing that our township is dedicated to keeping up with modern technology can give us all peace of mind when it comes time to head to the polls and vote. Knowing how our community is staying up to date is always a pleasure to hear about. If you'd like more information on the educational open house coming up, where you can learn how to use the voting equipment, be sure to visit civiccentertv.com/newvotingtech. Now it's time for another episode of Sidewalk Talk, where Samana Sheik spoke to Greater West Bloomfield residents about one of their favorite tasty treats.
Mine is chocolate chip cookie dough. West Bloomfield, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
My favorite is vanilla because it reminds me of the snow.
Yeah, it's Superman because, it just brings me back to my childhood, and it's probably not very good for me, but it's delicious.
I would have to say Moose Tracks.
Moose Tracks. It's Moose Tracks, that's what it is. And I just like the Reese's peanut butter cups in it.
Toasted coconut at Kilwins, which is now only in Plymouth and hard to get to, but it is just, I can't tell you why. I've loved it for many years.
My favorite flavor of ice cream is chocolate, and anything chocolate in it, like fudge or Oreo or anything like that. I don't know. It's just, I love chocolate.
Pistachio. Why? Tastes good.
Ray's ice cream, cinnamon. I couldn't have ice cream until I was 11 years old because allergies. And then the second I could, I went to Ray's because my mom told me they were the best in Detroit, and I still believe they are. And the cinnamon ice cream tastes like the world's best coffee cake.
Let's go with strawberry because who doesn't like sweet strawberries?
I like chocolate. Everyone likes chocolate.
What is your favorite ice cream flavor and why?
Baskin-Robbins chocolate peanut butter.
Really? Why out of everything?
Because you get the sweet and the salty with the chocolate and the peanut butter.
Probably butter pecan. And I like it best when I have Sanders hot fudge on top of it.
Cookies and cream because it's so sweet it reminds me of my wife.
My favorite ice cream flavor is chocolate almond.
Where can you buy that from? That sounds exotic.
31 flavors.
I think like the cookie dough. Just because I like cookie dough and ice cream mixed together.
We're twinsies because my favorite flavor is cookie dough too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so hard. Cookies and cream.
why. I just always loved it. I don't know. It's just the best.
Banana is my favorite. I discovered there was a wonderful spot where I grew up in St. Louis that had a banana-flavored ice cream, and that was always a treat because we didn't always have enough transportation to get there, so getting there made it even extra special.
How does banana ice cream taste?
Like frozen bananas.
I'd probably have to go with mint chocolate chip. It's refreshing and chocolatey. Get a little bit of both.
That's nice. It's kind of like a toothpaste for ice cream.
Now you just ruined it.
I'm so sorry. Some amazing answers there, West Bloomfield. Join us again next week for another episode of Sidewalk Talk.
There's no doubt ice cream remains a staple in American desserts. And if you'd like to see some of our other fun and interesting questions on the show, you can do so anytime and anywhere by visiting our website at civiccentertv.com/sidewalktalk. And now it's time for our Civic Center event update, where we provide you with all the latest that's happening around Greater West Bloomfield. And if you'd like to stay up to date on all of the following current events yourself, you can visit civiccentertv.com/events. Let's get started. The Southeast Michigan Council of Governments is running a regional survey seeking input from Southeast Michigan residents to help develop a long-range transportation plan for the region. The results of this survey will help form the 2045 Regional Transportation Plan for Southeast Michigan, leading billions of dollars of investments in our area's transportation infrastructure and operations. To take the survey, please visit simcog.org/RTP. Solicitors will be canvassing in West Bloomfield over the next several months. Comcast is canvassing now through November 10th on Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Active Environmental is also canvassing now through November 24th, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please be advised that these solicitors are approved to be canvassing in the area. For more information, please contact the West Bloomfield Clerk's Office at 248-451-4848. On October 11th from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m., stop by the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital for their ongoing Henry's Market on Main. You can find all the fresh food of a farmer's market right here in West Bloomfield. Locally sourced items such as seasonal fruits and vegetables, fresh bread, and local honey will be available for purchase. Also of interest are the various cooking demos throughout the event that will demonstrate how to cook fresh meals that accommodate your busy schedule. Also on October 11th, be sure to stop by Keego Harbor's 2017 Scarecrow Building Contest. This free event is back and bigger than ever before. Residents and businesses are encouraged to enter their scarecrow into the contest and display their work of spooky art in front of their residence, business, or in front of the Keego Harbor Rose Sorter Park gazebo for consideration in the judging. You must register to be entered into the contest. You can do so by sending an email to keegoparks@gmail.com or sending a message via their Facebook page at KHParks. Winners will be announced on October 14th. The Senior Health and Wellness Expo will be held on October 13th from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. This free event focuses on the health and well-being of seniors, with topics tailored toward fitness appropriate for your age and mobility, how to avoid injury, and which types of diet choices are a good fit for you. The event will have speakers, vendors, demos, and even prizes and other giveaways. The organizers welcome any senior interested in improving and maintaining their level of health. No registration is required, but for more information, contact Megan Kernat at 248-451-1914. On Friday, October 13th at the Sylvan Lake Community Center, bring the whole family for a night of fun, Halloween-themed movies appropriate for 2 age groups. 2 movies will be shown. The first, starting at 7 p.m., is geared toward kids ages 10 and under, and a second movie, starting at 8:45 p.m., will be appropriate for older kids. All ages and families are welcome to come. Be sure to bring blankets and pillows for this night out event. Popcorn and other treats will be available for purchase. For more information, be sure to visit sylvanlake.org. Bring the whole family out to Marshbank Park on October 14th from noon until 4 p.m. for the Fall Fest. This event is free and no registration is required. However, if your child is interested in a pony ride or the quad bungee trampoline, there is a cost for those activities. Other free activities include hay rides, petting farm, balloon animals, live music, fall crafts, and more. For more information, you can visit www.wbparks.org/fall. The Orchard Lake Nature Sanctuary is a beautiful place to combine a leisure walking exercise with the peacefulness of nature. Join park naturalist Carol Fink for a guided tour of all the sanctuary has to offer, both its human visitors as well as animal residents. See the flora and fauna on October 15th from 2 p.m. until 3 p.m. The Autumn Nature Walk is free, but if you'd like more particulars on the pace and other factors of the walk, be sure to contact Karen Hugh at 248-757-2451. If you or someone you know is in need of fresh food, stop by Temple Israel on October 17th from 3 to 5 p.m. to pick up free fresh food. A photo ID is required. Please note this is not a drop-off date, but is for individuals and families in need of fresh food. Forgotten Harvest is partnering with Temple Israel to bring supplies to West Bloomfield to support locals in need of fresh, nutritious food. For more information, call 248-661-5700. And that's all for now. However, if you're looking to find even more events going on in your neighborhood, then be sure to follow us at civiccentertv.com/events and look up our events calendar, or watch us here for more information on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. As we head into the break, stay tuned, because afterwards I'll be talking with Deborah Zazayan, performing arts teacher and drama director at West Bloomfield High School.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Civic Center TV is your home for everything Greater West Bloomfield. Here you can tune into community programming such as our weekly news magazine show, The Splash, as well as coverage of local events and meetings in Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, and West Bloomfield. You can also watch all of your local programming online anytime at civiccentertv.com. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Civic Center TV has gone social. Now it's easier than ever to watch, save, like, and share our videos online. See what's happening in your neighborhood, on the streets, and on the web at civiccentertv.com. Be a part of the conversation and get involved. We would love to hear from you. For links to our social media pages, visit us at our website or find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Sheena Monin, and joining me on the show this week is Deborah Zazayan, performing arts teacher and drama director at West Bloomfield High School. Deborah, thank you so much for giving us some of your time today. I know you're very busy going to multiple locations and running drama programs, so thank you for stopping by.
You're very welcome.
Now, I'm very interested and intrigued about the all-encompassing theater program that West Bloomfield High School has to offer students. Can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what that is?
Absolutely. We have productions all throughout the year. We start with our fall play. This year we're doing a classic, Our Town, and that's always in November. And then the students actually have a student-directed children's play. They're doing Snow White this year, and that's in December, and that's completely run by the students. Then in February, they actually work on something called the MIFA One Act, Michigan Interscholastic Forensics Association. They take a larger play, they break it down into a 1-hour play from the moment they step on the stage till the moment they leave the stage. And they compete actually with other high schools in the area.
Oh, wow.
This year it's The Diary of Anne Frank.
Nice.
And finally, we do our spring musical. We are doing Hairspray this year. That's always in April. That's the very first time West Bloomfield High School has done Hairspray, so we're excited about that.
That sounds very diverse. I love it.
It is very diverse, but it's interesting because we really talked about this. It's very interesting if you look at it. Our Town was written, it takes place in 1901. And A Diary of Anne Frank takes place in 1945-ish. Actually, Hairspray was first written by John Waters, took place in 1967, but the musical didn't actually come to Broadway until the late 1990s. So it's kind of an interesting year. You're seeing the evolution of theater in America over a decade.
That's so fascinating.
Over a century.
Yes,
Actually, yeah,
no,
it's interesting.
wow,
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, I'm wondering though, kids who want to get involved in the drama program, is there an auditioning process, or how does that
they
work?
audition, they come to an open audition. Anybody who auditions is a part of the show. No matter whether it's the fall show, the children's musical. MIFA is not run by me, it's run by another gentleman, Bailey Boudreau. I'm not sure what his audition criteria are, but the musical as well. If they audition, we put them in the show.
So they're guaranteed a spot, so
They
have
will,
that security.
yes, they will.
Okay,
they will
great.
be a part of the show no matter
Now,
what.
there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes,
Right.
too, not just in front of the camera. Are there students that gravitate more towards the behind-the-scenes work
Absolutely.
as well?
We have students who are design teams, and they design the sets, they design the lighting, the sound. They actually build the sets. They create the costumes, taking costumes we have. They might alter them somewhat. We do historical research, what people wore during that time period, whether it is 1900, 1940, 1967, depending on the show that we're doing. So, yes, we have many students who are involved, as many backstage as you have on stage, if not more.
I bet they really love it. That
They
sounds
do
like a
love
lot
it.
of fun.
They
Wow.
actually do. Actually, I started through the back door. That's how I began in theater. My very first job in theater in 9th grade, I stumbled onto a set to paint sets because I was an art student, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. And that ever since then, since 9th grade, I've been very much involved in theater.
Yes, every component is so important. And I would
It is.
imagine the benefit, whether it's through self-confidence or camaraderie, is probably very, very strong when it comes to
Absolutely.
drama. Now,
Absolutely.
you've been an expert in this field for decades. You've launched several successful drama programs. Can you tell us from your perspective what you've seen as a benefit for kids for being in drama?
There are so many benefits. Lifelong friendships. It's a lot of work. They especially in today's world where so many children are in front of a screen. It's one of those places where there are no screens. You know, you are there creating the art. It is live people interacting with live people, painting sets, building sets. It's hands-on experience, and that whole sense of creating a piece of living art is very powerful. And I think all of them begin to see that whatever part they play, painting a set, creating a costume, it was all important. If it wasn't important, we wouldn't have needed it. on
They're
set.
adding value,
And they
yeah.
do get that sense of added value. And when they see the final result, there's that sense, and I know I did when I was in 9th grade, I painted that set. That was my input into this entire piece of art. And I think it becomes very lasting because of that. They do have that sense. And as far as collaboration, it is the most collaborative art of all the art forms. You can paint a painting by yourself. You can sing a song by yourself on stage. Theater is a collaborative art. You have your actors and your designers and your set designers, and it is really neat to see that process. And when they go on, many of my former students I've been teaching for over 42 years have said to me that the experience they had in theater was so helpful in whatever they did. And I have students who are producers and directors and costume designers and lighting designers, but that sense of camaraderie and being able to work in a group comes in so many ways, so helpful in the business world as well.
Yeah.
So
What
they
would you
do.
say to parents who have a child who's wanting to get into the performing arts and maybe they're a little hesitant as far as the value later on in life? Do you have
Right.
any words to say about
I
that?
do. That's what the entertainment industry is a multi-million-dollar industry, multi-billion-dollar industry. And even though they may first stumble onto it thinking they want to act, they may eventually find that there's something that they like better backstage. And there are many, many positions available backstage. I have many former students who are involved in the entertainment industry behind the scenes, many. I have a few who have actually gone on to achieve stardom on stage and in film and television as well. But there is something there for a lot of people. And even if you never go into theater or anything having to do with entertainment, they become people who go to the theater, they go to the movies, they watch television, we watch television, but they get a sense of how much work it took to do that. Because they became involved in something that really, it took hours and hours to create that 5 minutes on stage. And until you actually are behind the scenes doing that, you have no sense of what goes into it.
Well,
So
we are so proud of the work that you've done, especially here in West Bloomfield, and I agree with you. I think that there's so much value that can be added to someone's life through being in drama, and thank you again for stopping by. We appreciate your presence here today. Once again, everyone, Deborah Zazayan, performing arts teacher and drama director at West Bloomfield High School. Now let's head over to another of our recurring segments called A Minute with Nature, where West Bloomfield Park naturalist Lauren Azuri shares some interesting tidbits about seeds.
Hello and welcome to Minute with Nature. I'm your host, Lauren Azuri, the park naturalist for West Bloomfield Parks. And we're here today outside the Recreation Activity Center talking about seeds. All plants have seeds, otherwise they wouldn't be able to reproduce or grow. In the fall time is the perfect time for plants to disperse their seeds. They'll fall to the ground, go dormant for the winter, and then emerge again in the spring. There are lots of different dispersal techniques for plants to produce seeds and for their seeds to be viable and grow. A lot of plants don't want to drop their seeds right down in the ground below them because there's lots of competition with themselves there. So they need a way to spread. Wind is a great way to do that. A good example of a wind spreading seed is maple or milkweed, as well as the ever famous dandelion. Water is also a dispersal technique. The coconut, which we don't have here in Michigan, but it's a great example of how a seed drops into the water and produces a new plant. A good example here would be our sedges. Their seeds are a lot like a cork, as well as cattail plants. Being sticky is another great dispersal technique. So the burdock plant and other burrs will attach to your coat when you're hiking, but they also attach to fur of animals that are running through the forest. Another way that seed disperses is a little bit sillier, but it is a true science way, is by bird poop. Lots of birds digest seeds and from berries and plants, and as they fly, they go to the bathroom, and those are planted as a new plant. Sometimes you'll see a row of plants growing in a nice straight line. You might wonder why. Well, if there was a fence there years ago, maybe it was an old farmland, an old fence line, birds would sit on there, go to the bathroom, and new seeds would emerge. And that's where you have those line of plants coming up in the farmland. Another great technique for dispersal of seeds is just making mass quantities. And the oak tree is really famous for that. The more you produce, the better chance that just a few of them will become a new plant. Wildlife here in Michigan are very dependent on seeds that are produced by plants as one of their main food sources. Fox, squirrel, deer, and birds, songbirds, as well as turkeys, all use seeds for their food. So I hope you take a fall walk and appreciate all the plants that you see and the seeds that they started out as. And that's your Minute with Nature.
Thanks, Lauren, for sharing something new. For more episodes of Minute with Nature, visit civiccentertv.com/MWN. Now it's time for our final segment on The Splash, called Person of the Week, where we recognize those within the community who are either inspiring or providing toward others. And this week's recipient is Dave DeBoer, Deputy Fire Marshal for the West Bloomfield Fire Department. Dave DeBoer has dedicated 21 years to the West Bloomfield Fire Department, serving a multitude of roles within the organization, all with the same goal in mind, keeping our community safe. Dave has served as a firefighter paramedic, sergeant, fire inspector, and is currently the Deputy Fire Marshal for the West Bloomfield Fire Department. Every day, Dave DeBoer works to make every home, business, and school, and every man, woman, and child safe from the many dangers of fire. You'll often see Dave out in the community with your neighbors, friends, and kids, serving the people of Greater West Bloomfield by providing them with a reliable source for keeping their homes, businesses, and schools safe. Dave's continued dedication to the safety of Greater West Bloomfield is why he is our Person of the Week. And if you happen to know someone who is providing a service to their community, then let us know by sending an email to thesplash@civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate those who are making a difference in our area, and we appreciate all of your suggestions. And that's going to do it for us this week. But remember, you can watch new episodes of The Splash every Monday or throughout the week for replays. You can also watch every episode online at civiccentertv.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook under Civic Center TV 15, YouTube at Civic Center TV 15, and on Twitter at Civic Center TV for more information. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Sheena Monin. Thank you for watching The Splash.